person or online?
I thought she was going to be here in person.
Okay. We're live, just
Okay. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and call this meeting to order. Thanks everyone for pitch hitting while I was gone, so appreciate that. Item 2.0 is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve? So we're from Mr. Monroe, second by Mr. Jones. Any discussion? I was gonna pull the, can you retract that?
Sure.
Yeah. I need more coffee and then we'll do it. I'm gonna pull the, item 7.1, the discussion and approval release of the Meadow Drive. With that off the agenda, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Is it just that there's no new development?
Yeah, it's a little premature to discuss that yet, and then I think we're getting awfully close, but,
Sure.
but, yeah, there's no action that we can really do on that today.
Okay.
So, any other questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved. Item 3.0 is the review and approval of the meeting minutes from last month, September 11th. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll move to approve the minutes from September 11th.
Motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Monroe. Any discussion of the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Meeting minutes are approved. Item 4.0 is the approval of the claims. We have $250,026.43. It's a light month, almost like petty cash.
These guys, right?
Is there a motion to approve?
Yeah.
Moved by Mr. George, second by Mr. Monroe. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Claims are approved. 5.0 is public comment, which we don't have any today unless one.
No,
I'm not.
No comment?
On staff.
well, you consider it public if you're, no comment?
They don't want to hear from you.
You are welcome to join us up here if you'd like, so.
He's like, no.
That's
Let the
usually,
important people take the.
it's usually where the public sits, so just so you know.
You're important with Brian here.
Moving on to department reports, 6.1 animal control.
Thank you guys for all moving this meeting, because I was not looking forward to leaving at 9 o'clock at night. Everybody else is already on the road, so
Yes.
we left at 3 a.m. So for intakes of cats, we took in 34 cats. And 24 were transferred to rescue, 4 were adopted, 1 was adopted, or 1 is still adoptable, and 5 are in foster, they're kind of little spicy little kittens that need some socialization still. 14 dogs came in, and we have 2 of those dogs adoptable, 9 are reclaimed, 1 was rescued, and 2 were adopted out. Our current inventory is 9 adoptable cats, 5 that are in foster. I did a transport on Monday of 10 cats. They took all our semi-feral cats and our FIV positive cats. A rescue up in Wisconsin. They've helped us out a few times now. So adoptable dogs we have, we're still full with 19. We have our 2 cockers and our 2 Jessica Jones dogs. Court case for Jessica Jones is, the next date is 11/13. And Andrew Price with the 6 running at large, the pig case, he has a bench warrant out for his arrest for all the tickets. He did not show up to court. Nothing more on the cocker case. We had donations of food from PetSmart Charities, and Beast Buffet donated a bunch of food for us. I don't know how the PetSmart works, it just shows up. I've been trying to figure out how it works, this is the second time that we've had like 20 bags of food just show up, a white van comes and drops off food, and we're like, sure. So I'm still trying to figure that out.
Maybe it's Santa.
It pretty much is. We sent out 360 letters to area businesses, I think it's probably 380 by now. I've had 2 businesses reach out to me, Westwind Kennels, which is where the cockers are being boarded while I'm gone. She's gonna do $1,000, sponsor a kennel. That letter's in here also, we kind of broke it down so people can sponsor stuff, and I think that will, then they'll get a nameplate on that kennel or that cat cage or whatever they're sponsoring. Otherwise, the church reached out and showed me what we had to do. A bank reached out and said you had to fill out this form, which I'll work on when I get back. And obviously they're not gonna just get this money, you gotta earn it. Hey, that's fine. They're at least reaching out. Reed's Auto, I think it's in Cedarville. I know they're gonna donate. Tim's Auto Care is gonna donate, I just don't know how much yet. A lot of people are gonna do checks instead of GoFundMe, which I agree. GoFundMe takes money, and that I think is up to, it's over 1,000. But we're gonna push more checks and pay gov. That way money is not taken out. Any questions on that?
Do you have a total?
Total what?
Do you have a total of what you might have collected so far? You said 1,000.
Probably 2,000.
So it is, there, it's a small.
It's a small amount right now that we've actually physically collected. But we also they're probably just getting their letters this week.
They did, because I know my office got mine.
Yeah. So they're all, and we did it, I think we sent the first batch on Tuesday, so, all through this week, they're gonna start getting them, and I've had people reach out and say, we got it, and, Becky Taylor from the health department, she's part of, is there another chapter of Lions Club, I think?
Or Kiwanis.
Kiwanis, I think.
You spoke at the Kiwanis.
Yeah,
No,
I think it's,
but there's more than one.
is there more than one
Yes.
Kiwanis? I think she's part of another chapter.
Okay.
And she said that they're willing to donate, and she gave me different dates of events at the Cedarville, Jane Addams, that she wants me to come with animals and hopefully raise money that way too. So, they're getting out, that's all we can ask.
Mhm.
The weekly intake, I did get New Hope, in there, we're just down a little bit on the registration and the pickups, which can't really, on the back is the claims, that should be the last of the Packer claims. We are done, spays are done, tumor removals, dentals, it's all on their adopters or on their fosters. I'm taking the last 2 and that will be on me. I won't ask the county for any money for that. I've already been paying their bills, so it's not a big deal. The next, I think that's all on claims, right? Oh, the gas for highway for the van. Otherwise, that's it for claims for me. The next page is the letter that we sent out. I did revise it, some wording on it recently, so it's not the original letter that went out. We added PayGov after a bunch went out, which I didn't think about it until we already sent it out, so my bad. Otherwise, you can see it has the tier system, $250 for a cat condo, $500 for an outside dog run, the $1,000 for the kennels. And then if whatever little donations we get, we'll do like a wall with plaques. I don't know, there's not in this room, but like a big plaque with everybody's name on that. So everybody's gonna get recognized, it's just depending on how much they actually donate is what they get.
Question. Let's say you have 40 people want to sponsor a dog kennel.
Awesome.
Do you have 40 dog kennels?
No.
How are you gonna draw the line and what are you gonna do when you get
I
to?
highly doubt 40 people will, but if we get, then
How many
we'll,
dog kennels do you have, are you in?
there's gonna be inside, like the 1,000 ones.
Yeah.
There's gonna be 13.
13.
And if we get over that, we'll talk to them and see if they wanna,
What
sponsor
else you
something.
can do?
Yeah, yeah, we'll make arrangements,
Optimistic.
That's right.
I love it. I was just happy that Deb's like, yeah, we're gonna donate 1,000. I'm like, yes, that's one of my documents. That's
No
one
room for
down.
pessimism around here.
That's one kennel. Okay, 12 more to go.
Anybody have questions for Kristen? Are you still pursuing the Purina?
Yes, I can't get a hold of anybody. I called the number what county was it that? I can't remember what county it was. They gave me, the first one they gave me. Yeah, the first one was disconnect. I'm like, are you sure that's the right number? Here, try this number. Ring, 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 left a message. I'm like, hello?
Email?
Yeah, I can't find any email. So that's why I'm like, PetSmart seems to be, like, they just show up. So I'm hoping maybe I can get into the PetSmart charity and get them to donate. Cause we haven't had to buy food. Like,
Your 19
Years.
adoptable dogs, do you have them on your, is it Pet Finder?
they're on Pet Finders and they're on Facebook. They're on the Stephenson County Facebook and they're on my personal, I share them always. And they're on the Freeport Animal Hospital Facebook too. Yep, they're up, all of them, yeah, I got all new pictures of everybody, so they're up, hopefully. We got some apps coming in, so hopefully they get approved and they can move some dogs.
Any further questions? Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to 6.2 Highway Department. Scott?
I'm gonna go back to last month too, because I wasn't here, so I'll give you 2 months worth of update here. We're striping, we paved some hot mix patches on McConnell Road, Lake Road, did some shoulder stone on Damascus Road, seal coated for Rydat Township, fixed a washout on Orangeville Road. We've started mowing now, probably a fourth to a third done, maybe, something like that. So we kind of got delayed on that with this, we had a big tube project on Forest Road that we got. It's not quite done, we have to wait till next week to backfill that, because they poured a end section, concrete end section on the west end of it that we have to wait to backfill. We'll finish that in the guardrail next week, so. Of course, patch potholes here and there, not terribly a lot, but cleaned up a few down trees, cleaned the ditch in front of Lena, the FS gas station. We're kind of waiting to finish that up though until there's a cable there that's not buried. They must have put it in, and it's like they laid it on top of the ground. So we're kind of waiting for that to get buried to finish that job. And I guess that's pretty much it.
Anybody have questions for Scott? Thank you, Scott.
Yep.
Dale?
Your update, you should have my update. The only construction project we've got still ongoing is our $1 million guardrail improvement project. We got, they're in process of trying to wrap it up. We got, we submitted on several local roads projects and we got funding back on 2 of them. Cedarville Road, this will be the last section of Cedarville Road before you get to the intersection. So we got $663,000 for that one. And then we got funding for McConnell Road intersection at Route 26. So 1.4, so total about $2.1 million for that. So that was a good hit on that, milfoil. We've got, 3 milfoils still out there. We got several on HSIP, SS4A, and the RTA, thing. I think that's all in it. So we should hear back on the, safety, HSIP safety project. We've submitted, I think, 4 different projects on that one, so, that announcement was supposed to be coming pretty soon, so.
And the ones we hit on, the local roads are 100% funding.
Yes, yeah, that's the best part.
Construction.
There's no match involved, so. What did make, my update, but I forgot to let you know that, Al, our engineering technician, is retiring, March of next year. So, he's got 35 years experience, so, he will be missed. I think when we hired Caden was gonna be shadowing with him for a couple of years, so, Caden will fill that role. But he doesn't have that experience. We've got that McConnell Road intersection coming up next year that, I don't think, I don't want to put Caden out there as a sole person, so. In the past, we've had a contract, well, in the past, we've had a continuous contract with Willa Kaufman to help us out on the construction work. I don't think do we even use them this year?
Very minimal, I
Yeah,
think. They're just
we use
like-
them, we hardly use them at all this year. Well, we use them for bituminous testing.
Yep.
So, we've got that, but, we did $3.5 million worth of work. This year, on the books right now, I've got $6 million. So, we will need, help in the next year. That over the next 2 years and 7 months, will be 3 people will probably be gone. I'm leaving and then, Steve's planning on retiring sometime.
Either the end of 26 or the end of 27.
Okay, so.
You can't leave without having your resignation accepted.
True. I like
I
it.
understand. The county engineer in Christian County has been trying to get his accepted for over a year, so.
That's
So-
kind of mean.
That ought to be a good indication of how we will go.
You should have said that, Dale.
Well, there's a precedent, yeah.
Our first one, sometime in the next, 2.5 years or something, we'll need to, replace 2 people, probably, so. I think we can absorb for one thing, Al did all of our bridge inspections, and, as of probably the end of the year, IDOT will be taking over all the bridge inspections, so we won't have that there. And then, next season, we'll be leaning on Willa Huffman to help us out with construction projects, but we will have a lot of construction going on next year, so. Sometime in the next 2 years and 6 months, we'll be maybe, hire a couple people, so. That's all I got.
Any update on the spot land the park wanted to buy?
No, nothing, haven't heard back from them. I turned everything over to Carl Larson to look at. They were looking at doing, a jurisdictional transfer. So, I'm letting the lawyers sort it out, and when hear something back, and we'll put it on the agenda. We had it on the agenda, but we hadn't heard anything from the park district in several weeks, so we pulled it, they come up with something, so.
Any questions for Dale? Dale, moving on to 6.3, the current budget and debt status. Brian?
Budget's still okay, county motor fuel still, we're still, the expenses are over the revenues, but we're still waiting on a big consolidated allotment that comes in about the end of the month, end of the year, or in November, I would say. So that's close to $300,000, so. But there's like, again, there's some funds that are over, but also some funds that are under, so by the end of the year, we should be fine. Once all the funds and everything come in that are expected from the state.
Brian, you were talking about Fund 9, right?
Yep.
County motor fuel. So, from the budget pages, the 25 through September 30th, the fiscal year, it was like short 678,000.
Yeah. We're still waiting on the county consolidated, which is 283,000. And we have, there's cash carry forward from, that, so that you have to take that into account also. So that doesn't show up in the revenue per se, but that's a portion of it, so that's 537,000. So you add 537 and 283, you got about 800,000. So, and we still need to get the money from the engineering for the townships. Which is approximately about 100,000. So, yeah, well, I mean.
So even though it's a big number, you're confident we can clear the bar.
Yep, and Adrian, that cash carry forward, it won't show up as like a revenue, correct?
Right, it's just a budget balancing tool. We can't actually bring it into the budget because it's not a true revenue. It's just sitting in the bank.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're not at like a negative balance or anything like that, but at the end, like, once we get, once we transfer, like, we have to wait until the end of the year to transfer, like the township engineering funds, the equipment, what else was it? Hold on. Or actually, I'm sorry, the equipment fund goes to the highway fund, the 005. But between the cash carry forward of 537,000 and the county consolidated of 283,000, you're looking at 820,000. So none of the salary for the highway department is coming out of, except for Dale's, is coming out anymore. With the payroll program or whatever, Carrie wants, like, we tend to take out all basically the salary from one certain fund until that's depleted, and then we switch over, since we take it out of 2 different funds. So instead of taking it out of 1 week of 005 and 009, we take it all, like, the first 6 months out of 009. And that takes out a lot of the funds for the county motor fuel. So that's why it got depleted so far behind too. And then now it's coming out of the highway fund, 005. And as the allotments come in, it will build up and build up. So it's kind of moving money around. Like, we got a lot of the funding is taken out at the beginning of the first 6 months of the year, that all the budgeted money. So it looks like we're way behind, but as the 6 months after that, we're not taking out as much of the salary and stuff, like the allotments start coming in, it'll start moving up. And we also had, Cedarville FDR, and that was like, what was that, like 1.5 million? And a lot of that came out of the county motor fuel, and that was done in like July. So all that funds came out in July. Like, the budget is over the course of the entire year. So when you take out the majority of the funds, the first 6 or 7 months, it looks like it's way behind, but it will gradually catch up. Maybe Adrian, maybe you can explain it a little bit better than.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much.
Even I understood what you were trying to say.
I tried.
And I'm the new kid on the block, so I understood. I think it should be good to go.
You think we could get PetSmart to make some donations to us?
Hey,
I don't know
back off
if
my
they
pet
have
smart.
Gravel and hot mix and stuff.
You want to have questions for Brian?
Not donations.
Thank you, sir. Okay, moving on to old business, we have 7.2, the discussion and approval of the 26th budget. Who wants to go first?
You can go first, it's fine.
Sure, sit there the whole time, okay?
I'm gonna sit here the whole time anyway, so let's go.
Alright.
Okay.
We'll start with Fund 005, we got, total revenue of, $1,133,900, and expenses of $1,132,460, so we balance out, plus or minus $440. So, that's your pleasure, if there's any line items you want to talk about.
I'd like to talk about, the radios and service line, for that 70,000. So, explain to me again why we need that tower? Or what's the need of the urgency for that?
We have very poor reception, in that part of the county, and it should, take care of our problem in that area. And we've got, support with, 911 and the sheriff's department, they have recognized the same problem. So, between the three of them, we can fund the, completion of that tower.
The repeater right now is here in Freeport, but it's on a tower that has a lot of equipment on it and Wi-Fi equipment, and Wi-Fi tends to really interfere with our signal.
Okay.
I mean, there's times when it's better and worse, but, and the far corners of the county, like up near Davis, the reception is very poor, regardless of the, where the interference, the reception is still bad.
So that's the highway communications?
Yeah.
So the 911 is probably using a cellular type?
It wouldn't be cellular because
What are they using, a different system though, aren't they?
I'm not sure what they're using, but I can't answer that.
Okay.
I don't know what they're using.
Because I thought they were.
It's
on-
not cellular, I don't think. I
they
think
were on a
it's,
separate band or some other thing. So, I guess I've got concerns about spending a total of, I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be close to 100 on this tower when we've got all these other budgeting concerns, so, that's my view on that one, so, don't know how necessary it is, in my opinion, I'm just one opinion, so. Okay.
How is it being funded, can I ask that?
we've got, 70,000 comes from us, 10,000 each from the sheriff, 911, and, EMA.
So it's not you alone,
No, it's 100, that's 100 grand total. though.
And my understanding of it is, it would be super useful, it would speed up efficiency from the highway department, but from talking to EMA in particular, that's a big dead spot, and that seems like you're looking for the urgency. I think the urgency comes more from the other departments rather than highway.
right? You know what, and that's what I'll say, but we are more about EMA
Okay.
because they don't
Now,
have.
that urgency isn't reflected in the balance of
Right.
who's paying for it,
Right.
which
Thank you.
is something we could address, but
I can't answer, but I know the Orangeville fire, I think they have issues too up there as far as, and I think that it would help them some too.
Okay.
This tower, has the height been approved? Is there such a thing?
We've looked at two different heights, and I think we're going with the higher.
150 feet, but I think that's still under,
Whoever's.
Maybe,
yeah, I
something like
don't,
that.
I don't know. I'm not gonna answer because I wish Kurt was here because he could answer it completely on restrictions and that as far as height goes, but from what I understand, I don't think it was an issue.
Is there further cost to move the repeater and make the tower operational? Is the 70,000 strictly construction?
I thought this included,
This is construction and installation,
yeah,
as I recall.
as far as moving the repeater, I don't think there's gonna be a huge cost there. But I think that's included in here. I don't know about, the one thing we might have to provide would be like a small movable building that, you can put the equipment in, like a battery backup and stuff like that, but it'd be like one of those little buildings at Menards where you just set it on some gravel and hook some wires up to it. I don't think that there's major costs there. And that could be included without looking at the quote exactly. I don't know. So I do know though that we have to put a small building up there, but something we can haul up there and set ourselves. It's not major.
Let me just say this, we've been talking about it for a couple of years, I know, and the only thing I can say is that I appreciate that there are several departments trying to make it happen instead of just one, and I realize we got more money over here than maybe a few others, so, just looks like a good time to get it done after all we've been talking about it for a while, so. But, I understand, it's gonna be a tough year.
In that same fund, is operational equipment repairs. You're 100,000 deal. A couple months ago, I heard about a grader that had some transmission problems. So talk to me about where we're at with that, because that was a fairly heavy lift, as I remember.
I anticipate that within the next couple of years, counties, will be absorbing the townships. So you will find a number of graders will be on the market. It almost happened this year, and I think it's gonna happen in the next year or 2 years. I know that's high on the governor's wish list to make it happen. So if they don't completely eliminate the township, there's a good possibility that they'll be consolidating townships. But we'll see what happens. But I think statewide, you'll see a big market of graders will be sitting out there. So I think we'll wait and see what happens. Try to get ours to make it a little bit longer. But if we have to absorb all the township, we won't need 17 graders. We can get by with 5 or 6. But so
Just for the repair, we haven't gotten the bill for that, so that hasn't come out of the budget or whatever, but it
That was-
was $35,000-$40,000.
Yeah, it's gonna be probably
So we're gonna
close
go
to
way significantly
37,000.
over that.
Just that one repair.
Are we getting to the point where parts are not available anymore up there?
They didn't say anything about that.
so we're gonna wait and see on that on the grader.
The other question I have, unless somebody else has one, the construction equipment line,
$74,600, for $100,000. You've got to bail your truck, an iPad, and a couple tractor leases. Is that that's the same that's on the supplemental request, correct? That you have?
We had 200,000 in supplemental request. When we worked up our equipment, the replacement needs, we showed we need about $300,000 per year to keep up the depreciation of our equipment. So we're short 200,000, so that's why we're putting in a supplemental request, since it is a capital line item, so.
Is that a different F-150 on that supplemental, or is that yours? Because there was listed a F-150 on the supplemental.
That would be mine.
So it's listed here twice?
So,
On the supplemental, it's listed,
It says an F-150, I just didn't know which one it was. Maybe
is there something that you're replacing down at the shop, like the truck?
Didn't say that was a tandem axle.
Not unless we get the supplemental, I mean.
Well, that's what I'm saying, I don't
know.
I think that,
Cabin chassis, I think.
That's what that was. I don't think that's what you're driving. You're not driving the
No.
tandem axle, right?
pardon me?
You're not driving the
It
one
says-
with tandem axle.
No.
It says 200,000 to replace an old F-150 and a tandem cab and chassis. So I'm just curious if that's the same F-150 we're talking about, the two spots, or what we're doing here. So,
I wouldn't have,
Yeah,
it's at the
if
bottom.
anything, if I got it, maybe we'd have three. That's how I.
That's, I wasn't sure, so.
yeah, I think, the total equipment needs for this year would be 300,000. It would include, the tandem cabin chassis, replace some of my old Ford F-150, plus whatever. Were there any other, I think of the tractor leases, and what else was?
well, the cabin chassis and like the equipment is $250,000, just the tandem.
If we were to fully equip a tandem, that would be 250,000. Yeah,
How old's your truck, Dale?
It was a 2013, so,
And how many miles did you have on it?
90-some thousand, but it's showing its age. I drove to Springfield all the way back, warning light came on again, so, a new one. So, this was a check fuel filler inlet. So, Scott's gonna take a look at it, but it's starting to have problems where I'm not comfortable taking it to Springfield or long trip.
I had that off the spares, this morning.
Does the county have, you have a rental vehicle policy, right? Though we can rent vehicles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is that from Enterprise?
yes.
Look at the
Oh,
hidden
we
costs in those
Yeah,
leases.
we're spending about an additional, probably $9,000 on the truck lease of his,
He means just
for that one.
No.
for renting.
This is just for,
Just
for-
like, if he wants to go to Springfield,
Oh,
he
gotcha.
would rent a vehicle
Okay.
for that trip.
Yeah, gotcha. Stephanie's got that set up.
I thought that was in place.
Yeah.
Just wondered.
Yeah, not the lease program. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah, no,
You're trying to get out of the lease.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the two
At
tractor,
the beginning.
the two tractor leases, what's that, Scott? And that
two
one?
John Deere mowing tractors.
Mowing tractors.
A lot of townships, and we now, lease two, it's, over time, it's much cheaper than having your own tractor. I mean, it was just 2 years ago, the one tractor that we have, we put a boom mower on it now, but it mows brush. But that, I think we spent 25,000 on that in one repair.
Oh, yeah.
Transmission repair. It was crazy. So this is, you get a tractor, you get 300 hours, which we always stay just shy of 300. We're right there. And, you turn it in after a year and you get another one. You're looking at probably a tractor that costs, I'm gonna guess, 140 to 150,000 And you're leasing for 7,200 a year, which is cheap.
And it's,
And you don't pay anything other than if you like ruin a tire or something like that. That's basically the only cost. They service it. You take it up there, they service it for you.
and it's just a, like mow, right? It's
And
not,
it's just,
you're
that's for
going to
mowing.
spend $150,000 on a tractor just to mow.
Right, and we do use it a few hours for some shoulder work, when we disc the gravel back up to the shoulder, but that mowing is it.
Makes sense.
Mowing's the biggest thing. Yeah.
That commitment for that lease is a 1-year deal?
Yeah. Used to be 9 months, I believe, wasn't it?
Was it six or not? I thought it was 6. I thought it was like from like
Maybe it was 6 months,
April
yeah,
to, like,
because April to,
September.
yeah. But now John Deere changed the lease, now it's a full year at 300 hours rather than 6 months at 300 hours. I think it just makes it easier for them too, they just rotate. And I have to have that paperwork basically filled out a year in advance so that they can get the tractor ordered a year in advance, so.
I'd like to make a suggestion that we forego Dale's truck, that if he feels uncomfortable driving it to Springfield, that we go with an enterprise vehicle for him. Based on personal experience, I've got vehicles that have had many more miles than this one.
I can go with that.
I just, unless it's just a lemon. But I can't determine that. But that saves us 45,000.
So let's say we did that. We have 45,000 built in Fund 05, right, Dale, because you're showing a balanced budget for that fund. Where can we go with the 45,000 so that it remains in Fund 05? You know, can it,
We would probably look at some other equipment that needs to be replaced. So,
or it could go like on a contingency line?
I would like to keep the money in the construction equipment, area, so that over the course of this year, if we need to replace something, we're still operating with a lot of older equipment, so. What would you, Scott, do you have any idea what would be next in line for replacement?
For 45,000.
I guess what I'm saying is I'd rather have the 45,000 for the unknown than to find something
To spend it.
to spend it on. More of a contingency plan.
Something breaks, something, whatever.
Things don't break.
Well,
Sure.
Well, it might, yeah, I mean,
Really?
if it stays in that line item, if by chance we get to the end of the year and we have a big repair,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be used on the truck, right? Even if
Right.
we budget,
Right.
just a fund that.
I mean, and then it could be added to, other money could be added to it. At future.
Yeah.
Like next year's budget, what I'm saying, is that, let's say you
Well,
don't,
it would just stay in that, it would just stay in the highway fund. I
Right.
mean, like, it's not like specific to that
We carry over or something.
yeah. I mean,
746.
And we weren't gonna be getting rid of the truck, it was gonna be hand-me-down, so. I was gonna get a truck, my truck was gonna go to Caden's driving a truck that, had a lot of issues on it too, even
that
worse
was,
than mine.
Cadence was going to the shop and the one that we were probably gonna trade in was in the shop. That used to be an engineer truck, that's an 89, I think it's got around 300,000 on it.
I like that idea, I mean, I like
that's
that
what-
mileage
that's what-
better.
That's what, yeah, so it was gonna be
It was gonna get pass.
Reuse.
His, yeah, he gets one, that moves down to
Okay.
Caden, Caden's moved down to us, we get rid of that
Okay,
old.
see, now I have more of the story,
Okay.
you know, yes.
Because I, you know, if you do, and I appreciate, I'll say that, I appreciate that you look down the road. And if we push it down, you're just kicking the can down the road one more year to replace it next year, unless, you know, we can't afford to do it, and then that's a whole other story, but at least there's repurpose involved. And you've always thought out this budget pretty good, so I'm still in favor of moving forward unless you foresee something that, you want to change before we vote on.
Mr. Newton, would you like to go through each fund individually?
I think you were preparing to go through them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're ready to go.
We've gone over some things already. I mean, I'm up to this different. I don't want to not do it.
No, I like I got more of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, cause I got more of the story now.
Okay.
So we'll move on to the next fund.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, fund, 521 matching. We've got revenue of 525,000, expenses of 500,000, so a surplus of 25,000 in the matching fund. And this is a fund that's used to match other federally funded projects for the most part. So. And these are specific projects that we've got set up for next year or anticipated for next year. Let me see, the railroad project is a given, guardrail. The guardrail is, that's 90% funding. I'm anticipating we will get a guardrail project. HSIP that's anticipating that. So when we do hear the HSIP awards, some of these may not happen, but
You're on the consultant line in the expenses, correct? Is that what you're?
yes, I'm looking at, yeah.
Consultant line of the expenses.
Right. Under the road side, item 73,000, the 210,000, that is for next year's pavement preservation. Work that we got set up.
Any specific questions for this fund, this matching? 521?
Okay. Let's move to County Bridge. We have 1.612 million in revenue expected and 1.53 million expenses. Surplus in that fund of 82,000. And let's see, we've got a lot of projects on the books, and some are just a little bit of stuff to finish it up. And then we've got construction. We're planning on doing 2 bridges next year in what township?
West Point.
West Point, yes. I knew it, the words wouldn't come out.
So, line item 34,732 in the County Bridge Fund 7. 1,214,000 from Fund 08. If I roll over to 08, and I see 60,100, that account 60100. The request is 1,210,000. Isn't that where the money's coming from? So it's 4,000 off.
Yeah, but there's still money in the township bridge program, 008 right now, like today.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take some of that money too and transfer it out next year. So it's gonna be, once this, state reimburses the county, goes into 008, and we'll get the 1,210. And then there's still, since the township bridge program is just kind of a holding fund, I'm gonna take all the money out, that like $4,000 or that's in there right now, and I'm gonna just transfer it over to the county bridge. So there's gonna be like very minimal amount in 008 when I transfer it.
So from my shallow line of thinking here is if I move out 1.2 million, I should move in 1.2 million. But you're telling me that the $4,000 difference isn't an issue?
No, because it's kind of left over from past projects that it's just.
I'm still confused, just at a higher level.
Our goal is we have to zero out the township bridge program, our funding, because if you keep money accumulating in there.
We don't want to take it to complete zero, otherwise, would the fund close or something, Adrian? If it's
There needs to be some type of balance.
Yeah, so.
But if for some reason you don't take all the money that IDOT gives you for TBP funds, if they see a balance in there, then we'll say, oh, that's our money,
You don't need
since you didn't spend it, so give it back. So we keep good records about the TBP money coming in from IDOT and it goes back out, so.
So the money that comes into the 008, the account, the state comes into 008, we actually pay the invoices through the county bridge, the 007. So we have to reimburse the 07 fund. It's
If I move money from one
I
checking account to
understand,
the other
yeah.
checking account, it's
It
the same
should
number.
equal, so
Oh,
I
I
think
see.
it's almost like a typo. Because you're
I guess,
transferring out 1.2 million, you should be,
taking into.
yeah, those amounts should actually match.
Okay, so.
So I got-
So I think the
I
net,
got you.
yeah,
Okay.
it should balance completely.
Kind of a minor thing. but-
So, yeah, the transfer to fund 007, I think should be 1,214,000,
Okay, so,
because that's what you have going into 7.
good one. Okay, I'll update that.
I can change that right now, Brian.
Okay. Good point. Sorry, my mind was thinking, I have fun, I have money left over and all, yeah. Good point.
Yeah, now I see what you're.
Anybody else have a question?
on that one.
What's that?
The dilemma is resolved.
Yeah. So we move on to Fund 8, Township Bridge.
That's another one where we can township bridges. Oh, what we just kind of went over that, so.
Yeah.
So with that adjustment, will the balance now just be zero?
0.
You added bridges, culverts, and drainage to this fund, but we don't have any money allocated to that line.
Oh, which line are we talking about?
72,000 in Township Bridge.
That's just, I guess that's always just been in there. What are you saying, we added it?
Well,
It's
because it's
green,
green, so
so
it tells me.
A
it's
new
the
line is usually green.
Oh, mine isn't green.
Oh, this is my sheet. Oh, here.
I can just get rid of it if it's not.
Did I not send out the most recent
Right
one?
here. There's nothing that, line item is.
Oh, it's not, is it green on yours?
No, it's not green on mine.
And it's green, you're saying
It's green on Teams, so if
Oh,
it,
on
if it doesn't,
Teams.
yeah, if it doesn't need to be,
Oh.
This is how I.
Yeah, you don't have to put it as green, sorry about that.
Sheet
Did
myself.
Yeah.
you just print this off?
I made
Teams?
these, no, this is from, I moved it over to my Excel spreadsheet so I can work with it.
Okay, yeah, it shouldn't be green.
It's just on the Teams.
Yes.
okay.
Okay, down the line, Fund 9.
Okay, and then what was this one? We've got revenue of 1.463 million and expenses of 1.408 million with a 55,000 surplus.
So last year we had a big carry forward, 537,000. This year, none. Is that,
The 537,000 was from, RBI funds that needed to be used by basically this year. And so, and we used it for the Cedarville project.
Right.
So, since that's been used, we don't need to carry, so,
Yeah, we had to use it, this year or lose it. So.
yeah. And that was another reason why the 09 fund on the budget status is, because we used that 537,000 back in July. So that took out a big chunk of the funds.
so Brian, that fund is short the 678,000. You said there's probably close to 800,000 that's gonna come into that fund yet before the end of 25?
Well, there's 300,000 for the county consolidated, and then that 537,000, that basically isn't like it doesn't actually come in like as a revenue, but it's considered part of the percentage, like once, at the end of the year, that will be, see what I'm.
I guess my
I'm
question
kind of
is,
still,
is there a possibility that there could be cash carry forward yet when that fund is cleaned up before the end of the year?
I don't believe so.
No? Okay.
no, I mean,
The balance is less than 50,000 right now.
yeah.
Anybody have any questions? My last one is on the maintenance line, 73,500. It's 180,000 over last year's budget number. Just stood out at me.
Which one?
73,500, the maintenance line.
Yeah.
The request is 2.13 million, and last year we were.
I just had 228,000.
Mine says
228.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that,
28.
Nice. Was it a typo last night sitting at my computer? Sorry.
yeah, mine says.
What were you doing last night when you transferred this stuff over? It wasn't coffee, was it?
Maybe it wasn't, I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
mine
it should
20,
be,
yeah, go ahead, Brian.
it should be 228,000.
That's a decrease of 18.57% from the previous year.
Maybe you transferred the wrong line.
I must have done something.
So, usually on this one, it's a decrease.
Yeah, mine is a decrease too.
So $93,500. The budget request for this year is 2.13 million. The budget last year was 1.95. Am I dreaming?
No, what? Can I see this for a second? Oh, you're looking, that's township 10, that's 10.
Yeah.
We're,
We're
73.
talking 9.
We're talking.
Oh, you
nine.
guys are still in 9?
We're back. Thank you.
I was like.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, well, I saw it.
Everybody's like, what is he doing?
I saw that, I was like, oh,
I'd love to
no.
have that amount of money in that.
Scott's like,
All
think
right.
of what we could do now.
Like, I wanna be on his budget. We're on the road.
Now that I know I've got all of your attention. Any questions on 9 before we move to 10?
Okay,
Any questions? Okay. Can you 10 for us?
now we'll move to 10.
All right.
Township Board of Fuel. This is money that goes to the townships, and we often set the budget, and so it's very straightforward. We expect a revenue of 2.23 million, expenses of 2.223 million. So revenue over expenses of 7,000. And this is basically monitoring the township's board of fuel tax. So we really have, other than accepting the money and setting up the budget for them, we have no say as how they want to spend their money. So we just get to scrape off our percent of that. What do we get, 4%?
So I have a question. If this township thing comes to pass, are we going to get, we obviously will get the revenue from the township monies.
Mhm. It will not offset the expenses. If we, and let's, when and if they do that, it will have to be done over a period of time. But for us to maintain, 700 or 800 miles of township roads, we will have to add people, and there's no way that we can do it as efficiently as the townships are doing it.
Okay.
Scott will need to clone himself a couple of times.
Yeah,
guys might have to stick around a little
I hope it takes 2 years and 7 months for them.
You gotta add the year it is to take to get it to resign.
It will
At
be
least he's
exactly.
gonna-
But I will say this, I think you're on the right track. Because they talked about when we were
Thinking
in,
ahead.
yeah, because when we were in DC, they were talking about how states are gonna have to become more efficient. And unfortunately, Illinois has more units of government
Right.
than any other. So other ones are already doing what we're thinking about needs to be done. So we just gotta figure out how to grow. I know that means the highway department, you might need another building. But to grow our highway department.
If it happens, we will end up having to settle that location.
Right.
We will look at whichever townships are the best to do that, and the best facilities, and then we will, set up a few, but let's, I'm not gonna get ahead of the governor before we figure out what has to happen, so.
Brian, so was your question on that, maintenance account, is why it went up 180,000?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have an answer for that yet?
For township?
Yeah, budget 10,
Yeah.
525 for maintenance. Brian's question, basically, why is it going up 180,000?
More work, more costs.
Okay.
The allotments are coming in about 5 to 7% higher,
Okay.
and they tend to spend the money when it comes in. So,
Alright.
I mean, that's just all.
for, I think.
I'm just I'm just trying to figure out what the townships have done in the last 5 to 6 years since I've been here. They normally, what the money they get, they normally spend it.
Okay.
And if the allotments are going up 5 or 7% a year that they're getting from the state, costs of everything are going up, so I figured, well, probably. I mean, it could be more, it could be less, it's just hard, since we don't have anyone to say of that,
Crystal ball.
that one.
And that takes us all through.
So rather than pass each individual fund, on a separate vote, we'll pass the entire budget. And then if someone wants to offer a change to the budget, we'll do that with an amendment, vote on the amendment separately. Having said that, what is the pleasure of
Talking about an amendment, I've got a couple changes I would like to see. So you want me to make a motion with those changes, or what, how do you like
You
it?
should make the motion and then discuss it before that's.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So,
So, here's my thought, I would like to make a motion to approve the budget. But change, find my numbers here. It's 05, 520, 65200 for that radio thing. That I would make a motion to change that to 5,000 based on last year's number. And then also remove the truck out of the construction equipment and capability or capacity. They're out of 005, 520, 74600. So remove 45,000, or leave the 45 in there, but remove the truck out of there.
say that again there, I'm sorry.
So the first one was to change, radios in service to 5,000 instead of 70. And then 005, 520, 74600. Remove the Dale truck for 45,000, but leave that money in there for contingencies or other equipment or needs that come up. So that's my motion.
There is a contingency line right above it, 68,600.
We can move it, if we want it, or we can leave it in there as Dale suggested, so. I'm okay with leaving it in there. Just think we'll have the discussion later, so.
you need a second.
You do need a second on that.
I will second it.
Any further discussion?
Yeah, I can't.
I'll give you mine, go ahead.
You know, you
I'll
should-
give
you should
I'll give you my logic. So on the radio and tower, maybe there is an issue, but it seems like we've gotten along all the, this time up to this point. We've got a $2 million hole out here for the nursing home bill that we're gonna have to figure out how to pay that. We've got emails every day, at least several, for past due bills. We're probably gonna get dragged into court if we don't start paying these. So we've got to find places to reduce our costs across every department. This is just my opinion. So that's why I'm kind of being a hawk this year. We were that way last night a little bit. I think if that 1989 truck suddenly fails and it doesn't work, makes sense to fix it, then I think we look at purchasing something used for 20, 30,000 or 20 or some number. So any place that I can see we can cut 20, 50, 100,000 or more, then I think we need to be doing that. That's just my opinion. So, thank you.
Are you talking about wanting to use highway funds for the nursing home?
No,
No,
No.
I'm just across the board.
I just want to make sure.
He's just-
Can't
no.
happen.
Yeah.
he's just looking at
the big picture.
He's looking outside the big
And I get it,
picture.
sir. So I'm gonna say this, I appreciate the big picture, and I think that this year, I have seen that the county and the treasurer and all of the finance have not been, trying to take money, from Peter to pay Paul anyway, and they're making them look internal.
Sure.
That's why the nursing home is in debt, because we're not borrowing from everybody else to make the problems go away, and that's kind of why things went the way they did. That's neither here nor there, but what I will, yeah, it is, but to the point, the radio money, the money that we're talking about taking out in '05, I think it is a public safety issue as well. So, and we've talked about it in public safety because you wanna be able to reach, you wanna be able to have good communications on all 500 square miles of our area. I can't talk about what other people have in other counties, but you want them to be able to speak to each other properly when there's an issue, and there's a lot of area to cover, and you don't wanna have problems. And we've been talking about this public safety issue for a while, and the fact that we're able to handle it right now, take care of it, I just think, is good. And I do recognize we need to cut money in areas, and we haven't even started talking about how we're gonna pay for supplementals. And that's gonna be a harder discussion for you. And the ones that sit on finance, I don't sit there.
tomorrow.
So you just can't fund everything, that's all that is, and then you just have to, close the door and say, where you get.
Right.
But anyway, but for this discussion, we have the money, we are efficient. I think I looked at highway departments up and down the state, and they ain't all as efficient, and they don't always work as well as this one. Kudos to this one, you guys work everything very well, and I know why you're concerned about getting out. If you have to take over a department, it's gonna double, and I mean, but even though we ain't gonna let you go, but. But anybody who's worked in the department as well as you have, I get it. But no, the reality is that I wanna see that public safety issue taken care of. I want the communication to be well on every point of our county, and and I realize that the truck, I can work with you, but I think, we're doing due diligence to take the truck and still use it until it can't be used, and we're passing it down. That's what we've been wanting to do with our equipment, and we have a program, right, here to do that. I don't think you're going to make another department, because we're talking about this committee, I don't think you're gonna make another department's situation better. It might look good to somebody to say we cut the highway, but we still wanna do what highway needs to do, and we've been efficient. And like I said, this is an efficient highway department, so that's all I'm saying. I like our budget unless there's a reason to cut it. And it might be, and when you get done doing what you gotta do other places, it'll look good, but I think this is an efficient budget. So that's my 2 cents.
I do have a question. How come, and Adam alluded to this, why does the majority of this money come out of highway for that tower?
Tell you, it's the line item where, the tower most fit into.
Well, but no, I meant as far as out of the total cost.
Oh, why is the most comes out of highway?
Right.
Our pockets are deeper, but one thing I had, I guess could be part of this conversation is to call back some of the money, by charging them rent over the next few years to offset the bulk of the cost that came from us. So, I would have liked to had each of the other departments fork over more than their 10,000 than they did, but we're at the point where we can put it together, but, since they didn't come up with enough of the cost, say, okay, until we get everything paid off over the next 5 years, charge those 3 other departments to offset the extra costs that we had to concur. And it wasn't the right word, but.
And 2, this state has a lot of unfunded mandates. And so there's just happened to be a little extra money over here. We're being innovative in figuring out how to get something we need done by using money that, there's more money pumped into the highway in these areas. And so we're tapping into a way. He's being innovative
I'm not,
and getting
yeah,
it done for somebody else.
Good question.
well, true, but then we could, if we wanted to get into the nursing center discussion.
Well, I don't want to get into that.
We could extend that into
You can't
What-
borrow from there, though, that's a whole
But
nother.
that's, I know it's a whole nother thing, but that's my point, is that when you're looking at the big picture, this technically, I like your idea about the rent back,
Yeah.
the money back.
We would probably need to put together an agreement with the other departments anyway when we build it, so I'll put that into the agreement that.
Certainly conversation worth
So
having.
can I
I
say
think
this?
But-
And because I say it every year, nobody really listens, but, several years ago, that half a penny of public safety tax would have covered this and a whole lot of other stuff that we whine about. Because if you double public safety, how much money is that? By putting that half a penny
Don't
in
get me
there.
started on that one.
If you double public, listen, I listen, because there are people in the county that say, well, we don't have enough patrols. We rarely see sheriff come through you see, you got, and we're in a time where if we're gonna have safety everywhere, then it's gonna have to be us taking care of ourselves, not, the government ain't gonna do it, and the state can barely do it, so, but my point
So
is,
we collect 2.5 million in public safety tax right now, so doubling that would be 5 million.
and wouldn't that ease the pressure on the general fund by not having, if we use some of that to take care of our sheriff and other things, 911, that would take almost $2 million worth of, $2.5 million worth of pressure off the general fund, but we all have to be on one accord for that, and that's always hard because it's always an election year. But if we ever lay the election thing aside and just say, we're doing what we gotta do for Stephenson County, like other counties have done throughout the state, then we might get it done. That's my speech
You're
right now.
my second, you're my second comment, and it's based on this tax, and we're getting off track here, but.
Here we are, I'm sorry.
So we've already got a tax rate in the city and it's 8%. Well, it's over 8% or whatever it is, 8.5, whatever, because the city raised theirs. You know how many people are going to Monroe and things like that where they can pay 5.35 or whatever the number is. So we've got a lot of tax money leaving this area to go shop elsewhere. So yeah, even at 0.5%, you start clicking up there, when you look at the numbers, it's like, shoot, I go to Monroe, I can save $30, $20 on this trip.
Secure a cup of coffee.
I'm just saying, it's a tax and you'll chase the spenders away is what you'll do, so. And my follow up with that, I'm totally for public safety, always has been, always will be. I just feel like, we've gotten along this far, I understand maybe now is the opportune time. And maybe that's true, but I think the EMA and 911, they probably don't have the money to pay as much as the sheriff's department, so that's probably not equal portions there. Sheriff's department probably has more money to pay if we're gonna do it kind of thing, so. All right, I'm done. Thank you.
I have one more thought. Is that truck that Caden's driving that's got 300,000 miles on it, is it still running? Pretty good?
That's not the one case.
No, Caden's-
He's driving.
No, we have one in the shop that has,
The 300,000 now?
yeah,
So Caden's truck will go to that one, and then that
it
truck.
still runs, that's what I can tell you.
Yeah, I realize.
I'm not gonna sit here and say it's,
Roadworthy?
I don't use it.
well, no, it's roadworthy.
Oh, okay,
I'm not saying it's not roadworthy, because we wouldn't drive it if it wasn't.
right.
It's not gonna go run a marathon.
But
There's always one lucky person.
the amount of, and 300,000 miles for the highway department
It's different.
is a lot of hours on an engine.
Mhm. Oh,
It's totally, it's not highway miles, it's a lot of sitting and idling at times if they're flagging so I'm not
yeah.
gonna, it runs. I will tell you that.
Thank you. I'll yield back to the chair.
So not to beat a dead horse to death, but back to the tower. Am I hearing you correctly, Dale, by saying that if we were to share equally the cost with the EMA, sheriffs, and 911, it would be a deal breaker? Because they wouldn't have the money?
Yeah,
That's what I'm hearing.
I think if we do not do the 70,000, it'll be a deal breaker until we try it in the next budget year.
Without the rent, like the rent or
Right,
that
so
portion.
what I can do to offset that, if he concurs, is I'll put that in an agreement that over the next 5 years, because they've already got their budget set up for this year, over the next 5 budget years, we'll put it in there that they will, I'll work it out so that the interest, the extra that we paid will be paid back from the other departments over, let's say, a 5-year period.
So how do we know this morning that those terms would be acceptable to those agents? But I don't think you can.
We, the only way we could probably, if you want to do that, is to, work up the agreement and have them sign it before the end of this fiscal year, and if they don't sign it, then it doesn't get built.
Yeah, next month to do the final budget stuff, is what you're saying.
And we're not asking them to put it in this coming year's budget, we're talking about, if they had $10,000 in this year's budget, put it $10,000 in it, well, actually, wouldn't even need to do it for 5 years, so we're needing, yeah, it could, over the next couple of years, just have, put that same amount in in the next 3-year budget years. We'll take care of it.
You know what, I like it, that sounds great, we've been doing a lot of that lately. We sharing cell phones, we sharing this, we sharing that, but we still one county. And if you got a better ability to help my neighboring department, I just don't think everything gotta be, I gotta pay to shovel the snow, I gotta pay to throw some salt out. I just think it's getting a little, sometimes it gets a little overburdened, so if my highway can handle moving the snow, I don't think I was get a bill from them because they shoveled the sidewalk over there at the next building. But I'm just saying, we're doing a lot of that to try and make things look good, but these aren't just separate businesses. This is, the whole county is a separate business, and we're working together. Some things are offsetting other things, so, I mean, we're gonna do that, we should do it with everything, you know, but we don't do it with everything, maintenance, everything, but that's my 2 cents.
I
can see your point.
So we have on the floor a motion to approve the budget with 2 amendments. Moving the radio and service to 5,000, leaving construction equipment at 100,000, but without a truck purchase. So we can vote if there's no further discussion. Everybody's good?
Repeat what you just said, I'm sorry.
So the amendment is radio and service on the tower to $5,000. That moves the budget line to 5,000. And the construction equipment line, 74,600 there, would stay at 100,000, but the idea would be to not purchase a truck.
Can we make them both separate?
It's not the motion.
That's not the
Okay.
motion right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
We would vote on the amendment first.
And I don't like complicated emotions, but I would agree to the truck being done differently, but not the tower. That's just me. So we have a
Well,
motion on the floor, so we can.
Let's work with what
Let's
we
deal with
got.
that.
And if you're not happy with the arrangement, vote against the
Sure.
amendment.
Okay.
So, yeah. So,
We're working together. We're working
This,
this out.
a procedural thing, could the amendment be amended to separate
Yeah.
the 2 parts?
It just gets messy. You
I
can
think
do
it's
it.
messy, I get that, but,
We so simple, let's just keep it
all
simple.
right, that's fine.
We can get messy at the county board level. The next-
any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
I'm opposed.
Motion, the amendment fails. Takes us back to the original motion for approval of the budget as is, unless there's another amendment someone would like to offer. Mr. Newton?
So did you say the motion? I'm sorry, I'm trying to follow all this. Did you say the motion or the amendment
The
failed?
amendment
The
fails.
amendment fails.
In an ideal world, I'd ask for other departments to put more money in and make it happen, but I don't think it's too late for that. So I'll make a motion to, approve the budget as presented minus the truck, 45,000, that we discussed.
Oh, second.
But leaving the radio tower.
Leaving the
at
radio-
70,000.
Yes. And maybe Dale can still make internal talks about giving something back to this department for the money that they're incurring.
We have an amendment to leave radio in service at 70,000 as presented. And the construction and equipment line at 100,000. But we're not approving a new truck as part of that line.
That's what I have.
Is that what I
Yes,
heard you
yes,
say?
sir.
Okay. And we have a second by Mr. Monroe. Any discussion on that amendment? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor of the amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Passes.
And that's-
That takes us back, that takes us back to the main motion of approving the budget with 70,000 in the radios and service and 100,000 in the construction and equipment line. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion, against, opposed, thank you, Sam. You voted against it, correct?
Yeah, it's like, I still thinking of my guns, I guess, so it's passed. It's fine.
The budget is approved.
Maybe.
Well, no, wait a minute, I know, you gotta live in the talks about it tomorrow, too. I'm glad you stuck around, I'm sorry, I've got to have class.
Okay. Thanks for making it work. Thank you, Adam.
There's always
You
something.
kind of
Just so
raised your hand against one side.
Well, you know.
No. All I have
Okay, Kristen.
Okay.
Then get you the street board.
What do you teach? Developmental reading and GED classes.
Okay.
Right, right. I think this is to more formalize that ahead of time, or
Right.
something
Right,
that,
I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
Floor is yours, Chair.
Alright. The biggest change would be the 40,000 that I put in for the GoFundMe, which includes, I would say, would include donations to anything from the letters we sent out. Cause I don't think the GoFundMe will bring the 40,000 in.
Thanks, Scott.
Yep. See you guys.
We had cash carried over that Adrian put in for not hiring the part-time person, so we'll have money carried over. The ARPA money that we haven't used yet's in there. Added the adoption lines, because if we do get into the new building, we will have adoption money coming in also.
Your adoption line, what kind of fees are you talking about? $100 or something?
Yeah,
And then does that include a certain amount of services
yeah,
for
the
the animal?
animal will be fully vaccinated instead of neutered.
Okay,
If they're too young, then they'll have to sign a contract saying that they will get it done in the appropriate time.
So,
how many costs are involved in the spaying, the neutering, and the vaccinations? I know.
We go
Okay,
to the college.
so we would get.
Yeah.
Let's say we would be handed the $100.
Yes, yeah,
it's
'cause-
time.
yeah,
run
it's,
gas
yeah,
for it.
it's gonna be the gas.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cause the college does it for free for us, so. And they'll implant our microchips too, which we get well, since Dr. Connie wouldn't be doing them, we would get, instead of, right now he gets $5 and we get $10 of the microchip. Where we would get the full amount because he won't be implanting at the college, we'll be doing all the implants.
Okay. And I see you're still looking for a secretary, and you have a line item for that, which I think that's a good idea.
Yes, with the 40% also. I had, somebody reach out, to me. I got, a resume, this week actually, so I'll go through that. See if, hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that, repeat this again for me, please, about the donations and that 40,000 from GoFundMe.
So I started GoFundMe, so I had to put it on here.
Okay.
So I put it 40,000 there, revenue, and then down on building maintenance, it's the 40,000 going out.
Okay.
So Larry, where that 40,000 is coming from is from the supplemental
Okay,
request.
so he's just
Yeah,
asking.
it's gonna be it's gonna be more likely the supplemental, if I get it. If I don't, hopefully with the flyers and everything, I'll raise the money in order to.
Okay. That connects the dots, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of dual,
Well, it's just, it's okay. Well,
whatever comes
just wanna
first.
make sure I understood.
It's not titled supplemental, so it's a legitimate question.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
speak to that.
absolutely. Please.
So if the supplemental request is approved for the 40,000,
Mhm.
it will be coming out of the capital fund.
Okay,
So it's not new money in the animal control fund. So we wanted to put donations in there just in case the GoFundMe kind of took off. So we can collect less and spend more out of the capital fund or vice versa.
okay,
If Kristen collects
Makes sense.
30,000 in the GoFundMe account and through checks and donations, then we can reduce the supplemental to 10.
Yeah,
So
that's my goal.
we just
I
want
don't
those both
want-
the funding sources there.
trying to connect
Yep.
those two pieces here.
I want to raise the money. That is my goal, to raise that money,
Okay.
or most of it at least.
Can I ask one more question?
Absolutely.
So with the extra $5 in the microchip fee that you guys will be collecting if you do not utilize Dr. Condi's services, could that revenue be increased or no? Do you just want to
Yeah.
keep it kind of until we know for sure? Do you wanna
Yeah,
keep it where it
because
is?
it's kind of, it's hit or miss on the microchips.
Okay, understood.
Do I have it? I think I already, yeah. Cause we're not even gonna hit it this year.
I don't want to jump in if you have something more that you wanted to, so as I go down through this budget, I'm still concerned about the transfer from ARPA line of 20,000. So for me, that's the rainy day fund. I think that's been our intentions that it would stay there. Unfortunately, the way this budget is, Kristen, by the time we get to the end, we've only got $602 left.
Yep.
So we've spent that 20,000 up there in the
Right.
budget. If the net line at the bottom was 20,602,
Right.
we hadn't.
Right.
Great.
So I'm tossing that out as a serious point of discussion, I guess.
Do we understand what our expenses are gonna be at this new Meadows Drive thing? Are we gonna be pretty good shape going forward here next year and all that?
The one thing I will say to that I don't see in this budget, and sorry, Kristen, I haven't even talked to you about this, but we don't have a utilities line. Otherwise, I think everything's been pretty well,
We're just paying a flat rent, I should say, other
you're
than-
sharing the utilities, aren't you?
we only have to provide internet and phone. So yeah, that should.
No electric, no heat?
Nope.
That's gonna be a huge savings.
That's
Those are big deals.
Yeah.
This year especially for this This building is gone. I can't believe how much it's gone up.
Yeah,
We need to talk about that.
yeah, phone and internet is,
I mean, we probably still should have a line item for that, I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
One day you might.
I don't know, I mean, no other department has a separate,
No,
it's kind of centralized, that was our goal, to centralize internet and,
okay.
and IT. I have to discuss that, I don't know if you've talked to Nate about that, or,
we mentioned a little bit, we talked a little bit about it.
And
About what I
it's
would
still
need over there.
yeah,
When I leave, I make sure it's locked up. We'll have.
Cause we're thinking a lot of it, I still use stuff over
Procedure.
here.
okay.
But I'm just saying, I think for you to be propped open during the winter
So
months or
the
whatever.
only other thing I see
Bugs,
going,
mice come in and.
Oh,
they
yeah.
go,
that's positive
we
for
gotta-
right now,
we gotta
is
get a locksmith with
not good, is we have money in it for the
this
salary.
other door over here, doesn't
Deputy,
require that.
so you don't have a deputy.
You can be set where it can just
So
open.
the warden,
That's,
Or
the
the
deputies.
secretary.
Secretary,
Secretary is what we don't have right now.
Correct,
So that money would
I think
be
we
sitting
just
there,
add money with heat there.
not used until we did hire someone.
correct.
That might be a little, well, maybe.
well,
Until we hire
that's
someone.
what I'm saying is
Yeah.
we've worked, I think, the last couple of years at trying to improve our revenue stream.
Right,
And that's been largely successful, but we're not quite to the point of where we can take and stay self-sufficient and not, and hire part-time help or a second person.
we're gonna need to probably.
I don't dispute that, I just, from a pure numbers game, it's tough to make it work.
You
Because we could use the 20,000 interest from ARPA, but it's a one-shot deal.
Right,
It's-
Right.
that's the
It's
thing.
No, I really.
1 year and it's over.
You know,
Well, since there's not much there to work with.
It's not, I mean,
The only thing to do would be to raise fees. Isn't it?
We looked at that and we did that a couple of years ago. And that's not as easy as it sounds either,
Okay.
because it involves help me, Adrian, it's somebody did a study
Yeah,
about
the fee
the
study.
fee study.
And everything was supposed to be
At cost.
currently increased per year, and we have not done that, so we'd have to get another fee study, is my understanding.
I think that's correct, yes.
And I think the issue with, I mean, Kristen's a one-woman show. So I think, yes, you save money not having a secretary, but what are you losing in terms of
Right.
paperwork and mailers and getting those fees collected? I think you need someone to do that and keep up with that, on top of it,
Right.
because she can't do everything.
Yes, and I
think we have to hire somebody. It's just
Yeah,
that
well, I
gap
agree.
until we do hire somebody, you're not gonna be spending the
I
money,
agree.
right?
I'm.
But what are we losing out on in revenues,
Yeah.
you know?
We need to hire somebody.
Yeah,
You're
I
outstanding.
That's what you,
understand all
When you
of that
retire.
and actually accept the argument. I just, from a pure numbers game, we don't have.
I could just clean up.
So
after
if
Lizzie
we do
and
that, we're
Bruce.
gonna have to figure out another source for
Hopefully
another
it's
20
taken care of by
grand,
then.
12 months from now. That's my point.
well, then we do the fee study.
Which is that countywide?
I think
It's a countywide, it was like, what, 20 grand or it was.
I thought it was more than that.
We hired
Yeah.
somebody.
I thought it was more than that, it wasn't.
Maybe it was more, but it was a pretty good number. I don't
Yeah.
know what it was.
I remember.
That's why I said it's not as easy as it
It's,
sounds.
okay, thank you very much.
and I
Thank you very
think that
much.
the
Maybe it was
yearly
50.
increase was something like a percentage, so it didn't really fit to a lot of the departments, because like with Kristen's fees, they're kind of a flat dollar amount, and if you increase it 2% every, I mean, it's just kind of
What we saw
ridiculous.
when Kelsey was here was that our revenues were up, but our expenses were up even more. That's the problem we had, right? Because when you have to pay her, and obviously so, but, and then I think we moved to part-time to help on the, benefit package expense, and that helps some.
Because the two biggest expenses are personnel and insurance.
Do you know, have you heard any more about insurance, Adrian?
I did get some preliminary numbers that I have to go back and work
It's
through.
going down, right?
Yeah, right,
Sure.
right, sure.
Good answer, Brian, but that's the correct one.
So let me start this by saying, I will make a motion to approve the animal control budget as presented, and then we can, look for a second, and if somebody wants to make changes to it, we can make amendments to the motion, so,
I'll second it. I think it's,
So this is to approve the budget?
yes.
I second it.
Any discussion, including amendments to the budget?
Do we need to add that utility line on?
Kristen?
It's up to you guys.
Or are we getting?
I mean,
or we put it
honestly,
in
I
next-
was planning on just paying the
Where was you gonna
internet,
pay that out?
so.
Where were you gonna pay all that stuff out of when you move in there? What,
The rent line?
all, you were paying it out of the rent,
Yeah,
for the utilities out of the rent? Okay.
cause that's what it's coming out technically right now
We can
for
decide
like
next- we can
here.
decide next year if we do that or not, but.
So a little bit of background on the rent numbers. Kristen, you're paying 402 to Dr. Conley,
Correct,
and renting some of the space from the highway department,
correct.
and that's also,
I think, without looking at my thing, it's probably 8,000 at the max, I think, for the year, right, Kristen? Or,
Yeah, right around there.
right, yeah, I mean, so you're thinking about
You have to get a
5,000,
different-
so about
so
13,000.
that's just over 600 a month. That'd be 7,200.
Yeah, I would give or take,
So you got 600 plus the 402, that's $1,000 in savings that she can use on the rent line for $1,000 with that Meadows Drive contract. So it's basically a push when we come to rent numbers.
Okay.
That's basically how we discussed it between me and them. It had to be
Yeah, and it's
basically the same.
a 3-year contract, or it would be. So-
Yeah, what I meant, and that we left open too, to whatever the county board wants for the contract there.
I think it looks good. We do need a secretary. Hopefully they can work on this donation side of things and also work on the billing of things and stuff like that. So I think this is the best we can do right now. So,
I'm tending to agree with you.
I tried to cut corners, guys, but there's really,
I just don't, I
I
don't,
can only cut so much, and I can't cut on the vehicle because, well, it's a
That-
2014
That'll be
with
the next thing.
220,000 miles,
You're in
so.
love with your van. and you know it,
I'll drive that baby until it blows, but somebody's gonna have to come get the
But
10
at some
animals out of
point,
it.
at some point,
Just saying.
I think if, after the move is complete, and you can get to your new home, and I think it will make
Yeah.
your job
I think
easier to
everything,
do
once
if
we
you
get
are
over
where
there,
you are.
we'll have more people coming and looking at animals because they feel comfortable. It's not comfortable there. Going down in the basement is
Oh, yeah.
not comfortable.
yeah.
Number one,
We're
you
working on
have
getting,
older
like,
people
a
that wanna
building.
go down and look at cats. Well,
By, like, little-
those stairs are deadly. So I think
For
adoption will
all
go
the
up.
animals.
People coming to register animals will like, oh, what do you have? We can't do that here because our animals aren't here. I think everything will go up
Yeah.
once we're able to move.
I think it'll make your job easier.
And it will be
Where the
nice to
animals
be where the animals are so I can watch, because there was another incident at the animal hospital this week that I found out about.
Further discussion on the budget as presented. Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the budget as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion opposed. Motion approved. Thank you very much, Christie.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you again for moving it.
Safe travels.
Yeah.
I
that's it.
appreciate it.
Bring back some of the red shrimp or the red, what are they, what's the red?
I wanna go to Buc-ee's, but I'm not
No,
going to
there's
go
like
this
red-
time. I'm not going 2 hours out of my way.
Red something. Sam knows what I'm talking about.
I do like my mom.
I know you
No, 8.0 new
Must be
business.
close to lunch, right?
Yeah,
Are you talking about,
What about?
no, I can't think of it.
it's a type of shrimp, but it's like.
Supplementals are on the.
It's the red.
Crawdaddies?
Finance
No,
committee.
no, it's like a red shrimp. It's like a shrimp, but.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian, for
Yes.
making it part of your day.
Thank you.
You probably love this time of year, huh?
She lives
It's
for
like
it.
my Super Bowl though.
Yeah,
Red, I wanna say spawn, but it's not spawn. But it's, oh, no, it's.
You've done this.
We get to do this tomorrow.
That'll be longer
So
tomorrow.
the supplementals
Not across tomorrow.
at finance,
You're welcome to come if you want.
oh, I was,
Forget what.
actually, I was thinking about staying in my pajamas and just streaming.
What do you mean? What is that time?
8:30?
8:30.
Yeah, I really thought about staying in my
What
PJs.
you guys
And,
do.
yeah,
Let's change that.
but I need to watch the
Because
one
that's the
from
next one
last
on
week.
Yeah, you
because
said
last
that
night
ready
at
to
the
go.
committee,
Yeah, so you wanna,
for court
uh,
services, some
change
stuff came up.
the supplemental to Dakota Road.
Dakota Road.
I watched
I
half
need,
of the court services and I had to go do something.
Well,
I
just-
go back and watch the rest of it.
no,
I'll talk to Adrian.
and I-
See what happened.
Are you guys still voting on
well,
supplementals
I
and
was
stuff?
listening to Carl's
He
comments.
said they voted on
It is on the agenda, whether it gets, I mean, it's very late in the evening. And
I
then
said last.
if everything else falls.
Well,
I don't know
Of it,
if it got approved or what they were.
Otherwise, it's
maybe
possible,
changes or what
there's
happened.
time yet to kick it down. One more meeting. I
Are you gonna
think.
find it?
I was looking, I seen it, but
We discussed, yeah,
can I bring up something that I hope it's not too, I was going to, Dale, maybe ask for your insights to be shared with the board on what I think the county earmark is going to be like in 2 years, or currently in 2 years. So that corners, the board or the committee could expect to find a new county.
The rural counties are finding, having a very difficult time finding replacements. Christian County, which is just right outside of Springfield, has been looking for a company